Yo, what is good, y'all? It's your boy, Red Reacts, back with another reaction. How y'all doing? We here with CJ the Champ. Invincible beatdowns are brutal. We coming back with more Invincible videos. I can understand it's a popularity of everything right now. Not everything, but like I ain't gonna hold you. It's either that Invincible, The Boys, I mean, shit, the Amazing Digital Circus is coming out with a whole movie that I can't wait to watch. And then I am gonna do I'm gonna react to it on YouTube when it drops. But it's a 2-week wait. I don't think I can wait 2 weeks to watch it for the fact that I get spoiled. And I don't want to get spoiled on some shit. Let's get into it. Ugh.
Going goes, Phantom on you hoes, diamonds by the rose, niggas never gon' know, niggas never gon' know, niggas never gon' live, money up by the bill, devil never made a deal, didn't come from the hills, grew up doing drills, head posted for the kill, life never been real, little boy wanted bills, little boy wanted checks, little boy wanted be the nigga up next.
So it has come to my attention that
Invincible
has had some pretty brutal beatdowns. Like I'm talking blood all over the screen and guts literally.
Oh shit! Hold on. What there, Woody? Okay, I had to make sure I'm big.
Getting dug out of. So since we're basically at the halfway point of this season and at the halfway point till we do the first trial of the crispiest Viltrumite in the galaxy, today we're gonna go through
I ain't
some
doing
of these
my boy
brutal
Ray with his
beatdowns that
voice.
have basically broke the internet. So without further ado. Alright, so the first ass whooping we're gonna be breaking down is a young Omni-Man getting jumped by his parents. Now this...
Okay, controversial take. I do not believe Omni-Man. After seeing that shit, I do not believe Omni-Man. Of course, he's still evil because, you know, good and bad. I do not think he is I think he is not the worst parent we've seen in, like, anime and cartoon fiction. Reason being on some shit, yes. Now, if we just say evil, blank out, yeah. Do we got a redemption? Yeah. But if we talking about like evil father on some shit, I do not believe he is an evil father for the sole fact of Viltrumite raised their children a lot different, which you're gonna see right here. It's kind of he grew up thinking, okay, this is how you raise your child. Now, when he went to Earth, he couldn't raise his child like that, or technically. He couldn't do his child like that for the fact that he's supposed to be blending in. I think people forget that, yes, he is lying to them, but he's blending in. He's doing his mission. He's blending in, right? He's not going to be able to, every time Mark do something bad, whoop the fuck out of him. No, because Debbie's going to be like, what the fuck is wrong with you, right? So, yeah. He treated him as a good father all the way up until, you feel me, basically his Viltrum birthday on some shit. Adult day on some shit. I do think, right, I do not think that he's that fucked up compared to other fathers like Endeavor on some shit for the sole fact of that's how they raised their child. Any other Viltrumite would have did Mark even worse and killed him on some shit. So we got to stop looking at Omni-Man on a human aspect. It got to be more of a, okay, Viltrumite aspect because he is not human. But now, after hanging with humans so long, he didn't got that humanity on some shit. He's still not human, but you feel me?
Right here basically confirmed to everyone, if you didn't think so already, that being born a Viltrumite is probably the worst fate you could ever ask for. Because this is without a doubt one of the craziest societies of all time. Like, we already knew that these crazy ass niggas had a whole great purge and half of their population was wiped out because of it. But now we learned that the kids weren't even safe. And to become a fully grown adult, you had to survive getting jumped by your parents.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's take a look at this scene. Young Omni-Man, aka Nolan, was basically teaching a class to these kids about the history of Viltrum, and he decided to ask this little girl a question about the Great Purge. So she started stuttering and didn't know what to say. So this man, Nolan, walked up to her and put his hand on her head and said, "Think wisely about your answer, little nigga. You know what happens when you get one question wrong, right?" And he was dead ass about to crush her head into smithereens. And you would think that the other kids would be scared for her, but no. They were side-eyeing the hell out of her like, "You best not get that question wrong, bitch, or you're going to slick that." So thanks God she locked in and got the question right. But then I ain't gonna lie, this is the craziest part. Before he dismissed class, he told them, "Go find food and shelter if you can, and return here at sunrise ready for combat. Oh, and I almost forgot, at least 2 of you little niggas will die tomorrow. So you best come locked in or it's your ass." And then they just going with it like, "Sir, yes, sir." Like, dog, this is without a doubt the worst society to ever be born in. They don't even provide their own kids with food and a bed. They gotta find it themselves. The Viltrumites really said, "We don't do that weak ass child support shit. The child can support themselves." So right after Nolan was done teaching this class, both of his parents pulled up on him and straight up looked at him like, "Yeah, you know what today is, young blood? It's your birthday, AKA Initiation Day, little nigga." So they full
Initiation Day would. That's so ad. Oh my god, I remember seeing some on TikTok. Niggas was like conquest initiation. I remember seeing the TikTok. Okay, they were it was basically POV conquest initiation day, and the parents was scared as hell. That shit was funny, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. Honestly. Yeah, no, I couldn't be a Viltrumite. Never mind. I ain't gonna hold you. Just think about it. The women are more aggressive, and then only reason I can't spoil that. Never mind.
Bum rush Nolan and start beating the shit out of him. And bro, you could easily tell that out of both of the parents that this man's mama didn't have an ounce of love for him the way she was doing him. She straight up sliced him in the chest and ran her knee into this man's face. And this wasn't even her nastiest shot. She basically charged up this one punch all the way from the ground and put her whole body into it, making him cough up blood. Then while he was stunned and basically out of it, both his mom and his dad just start running his ass down. Nolan could not move. This nigga was stuck in a Marvel vs. Capcom 3 Infinite Death combo.
Oh my
then
God.
His dad grabbed his head and gave him just a nasty headbutt. And that headbutt ended up leading to a black eye and a broken nose. So while Nolan looked like he was already on half HP, the mama just stared at him and was like, "Nah, nigga, this ain't enough," and decided to dash in and piece him up some more. Now, while Nolan was getting pieced up by his mama, he was finally able to fight back after having to stomp the ground and kick a stone into his mama's eye, then giving her a well-deserved right hook for being a deadbeat mom. But I want y'all to watch the daddy real quick. While the mom was flying back, the dad just slaps her to the side like a fly. These niggas don't even care about their spouses. They just think it's everyone is just a sack of meat. I wouldn't be surprised if they weren't even married. They probably just decided to have a baby to fill the quota, and that's that. So Nolan rushes his dad down and throws a fist into his hand and starts to choke him. And it
I ain't gonna hold you. They start doing this shit. They become a fucking blade. And that shit makes no sense, but hey, let's do it.
It's like the dad was pleased and was ready to end his initiation. But the mama came back and threw him into the stairs. And right when this happened, I knew she was coming back to collect that receipt for her eye getting messed up and also taking out her anger for the daddy slapping her ass to the side. So she starts stomping his face in, and when she got tired of stomping him out, she just started grounding, pounding, and wailing on him. Like, look at this dude, bro. He is done. This fight should be over. He's clearly had enough. But
mind you, on motherfucking stairs. Oh my God.
Mom just continued to beat the ever-living crap out of him until the dad finally came over and told her, "Enough, shorty. He's had enough." And this is how you could tell that she really hated Nolan and his dad. Because after she beat the hell out of him, she straight up told them,
"You're as pathetic as he is. I hope to never see either of you again."
Not gonna lie, If I heard my own mother say this after she just finished stomping me out and beat me down to 1 HP on my birthday, I'ma be so real, I might just end it all. Cause I'd be sick to my damn stomach. Now I know why Nolan beat Mark's ass like that in season 1. Because if this was a parenting he was experiencing, then no wonder his parenting skills were ass. And this just reaffirmed to me again that being born a Viltrumite is in all honesty a fate worse than death.
And that's what I'm saying. All Viltrumite are terrible parents, but Omni-Man was the better terrible parent on some shit. He wasn't as bad as normal Viltrumites, is what I'm saying.
Fatality.
Alright, now
you gotta stop seeing him as a human.
Now it's time for the main event. The Conquest versus Mark rematch. Now this right here is without a doubt the most brutal fight we've seen yet. This fight actually had me so disgusted by the end of it that I had to look away. Cause I made the horrible mistake of eating my dinner while watching this. And I will probably never eat watching Invincible ever again because of this.
Why would you even do that?
Greatest soldier Conquest pulled back up to run the ones with Mark again. And you know, I gotta give a shout out to Cecil real quick for being the biggest dumbass of the century. Because we would not be getting this rematch if bro just did his job and disposed of the body like he should have. Like, you really thought this little ass cage was gonna hold this nigga? Like, holy shit, man. This is the most incompetent motherfucker in this damn series, bro. How did this guy get this job again? Like, honest question. Anyways, bro. So the first person to attack Conquest was the biggest liability on the team, Oliver. So he flew up and immediately got a backhand to the face. Yeah. That hit was probably so hard it probably gave Oliver PTSD from when Conquest dribbled him like a basketball. So Oliver tried to come in and hit him again with a barrage of fast punches, but all this was doing was giving Conquest a massage. Nigga was doing the same shit now Oyo was doing to Maki, just throwing pillows at him. So Conquest grabs Oliver by the head and tells him,
"Oh, I remember you. You're the little purple squirt from before. Last I remembered, I was trying to rip your guts out. So let's continue from where we were last time, shall we?"
So Conquest starts to crush Oliver's head, and he's about to pop his head like a balloon. But J. Jonah Jameson himself comes in to save his sorry-ass son from getting his head crushed. So Omni-Man and Conquest started to box for a bit. But this nigga Mark immediately flew in and said, "Hands off, Dad. This fate is mine's and mine's alone." So Conquest looked at Mark and said,
"Hey, kid. How's your girlfriend? She doing all right? Oh, I can't wait to taste her fine ass blood one more time."
Yeah.
So the moment Mark heard Conquest talking about Eve, he just straight up flew directly at him and started viciously putting hands on this old nigga. Then he started to rain down multiple 6 to 12 elbows right into this man's face. Now while they continued to box, Oliver was running out of air because he wasn't used to holding his breath in space yet. So he had to fly down to the planet that they were close to so he could re-up on some oxygen. So Conquest saw Oliver flying down and told Mark,
"Oh no, we can't let little purple squirt miss all the fun now, can we?"
So Conquest gives Mark a nasty blow to the gut, then flies down to the planet to chase down Oliver. And this is where we see one of the most diabolical "he's behind me, isn't he" frames of all time. Conquest pulled up right behind.
That shit, oh my God, every time I see it, it's so devious because this nigga is like a fucking quarter of him. Like, Oliver is a quarter of Conquest's entire body, and this nigga finna slap him down like he's the Hulk. What the fuck?
Behind Oliver, hand cocked back and everything, looking like he's about to swat the half cockroach out of Oliver's soul. But Mark comes in to save Oliver right before he gets chased down, blocked by Conquest. So Mark's grand plan was to basically choke the life out of Conquest. This nigga was not gonna let go of the chokehold he had him in for the rest of the fight. He was fully committed to choking his ass out. So since Mark wouldn't let go, Conquest just started giving Mark multiple body shots. Bro was taking about 50 punches to his liver and 50 punches to his kidneys, while they were just flying around the planet and ragdolling themselves into the environment. So when they ended up slamming into the ground, Mark had the top mount, and it looked like he was trying to crush Conquest's neck and drive his whole body into the ground. But then Conquest lifted Mark up and slammed him into the ground, reversing the whole situation. So Conquest started giving Mark more kidney shots and liver shots. Then he started decking him in the face and bouncing his skull off the ground. But Mark was still hanging onto Conquest's neck while taking this beating. Like I said earlier, this nigga Mark was committed to choking the life out of Conquest's old ass. So Conquest picked up Mark and rammed him into this mountain, and he started to wail on Mark, just swinging punches into him over and over again. And I ain't gonna lie, this next sequence of punches Conquest did gave me back pain while watching this. He hit him with this 3-piece, and the last punch was so hard it warped his back. This man's rib cage just got eviscerated, and he may never walk straight ever again because it looks like his spine just got snapped in half right here. So they kept on ramming each other into all the surrounding rocks and mountains. And when they finally stopped, you can actually see the damage that Mark has done to Conquest because his face was now discolored and his eyes were bloodshot red because he hasn't been able to breathe at all because of Mark's persistent ass chokehold. Now this is when the fight just got nasty as hell and the brutality just ramped up to another degree. Conquest had his nasty ass hand all up in Mark's face. So Mark turned damn near feral and bit this man's thumb off. And then after he bit his thumb off, he stood Conquest up, and you get this shot from Conquest's POV. You see this nigga Mark straight up spit his thumb out while making eye contact with him the whole time. He didn't even say a word, but you could tell what he was thinking just by the look he was giving him. Just straight up, I hate you nigga, let's die. So since Conquest was being pushed back, he had to use his ultimate move. The same one that sent Eve back to the lobby before she respawned.
Why didn't he do
rams
this in
his
the
whole
beginning?
hand into Mark's body. Now this attack would probably end about 99.9% of people if they were hit by this. But Mark, being the main character and powering through this shit with the power of plot armor, kept on choking Conquest. Pause and look at Conquest's face right now. This man is actually stunned. You can actually see a little bit of fear on his face because he is now starting to realize that Mark actually got that dog in him. So Mark slams him down and continues to choke the life out of Conquest. Now we're at the moment where I had to stop eating my dinner while watching this because this was the most disturbing and disgusting shit I think I've ever seen in an animated show. Conquest started to dig in this man's insides and rip out all of his internal organs and intestines. Now I'm censoring the hell out of this because YouTube would eviscerate this video and send it to the Shadow Realm if I actually showed this. Also, if you're eating while watching this, I'm saving your ass right now because you could have ended up like me. My appetite was cooked after this and I did not hit my protein goals that day. My gains were not achieved because of this shit. But this goes on for like a solid minute. Mark was just screaming in pain while Conquest was running out of air and trying to dig Mark's insides out. But finally, after what felt like ages, the lights finally go out for Conquest, and Mark slayed Satan's greatest soldier for a second time. Now I gotta stand up and give Mark his flowers here, because I won't lie, I give this man a hard time due to him getting his
he got it entirely because hell no, you know?
ass whooped and being left in critical condition in nearly 80 to 90% of his fights. But right here, I'll admit that Mark got that dog in him because this was his best performance yet, even though he's in critical condition again. But I just know one thing for sure. When they get back to Earth, Cecil's ass better be getting stomped out because you're not about to get away with this shit, nigga. Oh, no, bro.
Brutality.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, will be the end of our little brutal beatdown special. And if you are wondering, yes, this is the old series that I used to do on TikTok that I'm 9 times out of 10 probably gonna bring back. So with that being said, hope y'all enjoy, like and subscribe and all that good stuff.
And for sure. And that is the end of the video. Peace out, YouTube. Deuces.
Tell a nigga rob me in this bitch, smoking off the dope. I be stalking, and I got this hoe built like coke. She be popping in this hoe, flooding off the Mary. I be popping. Everybody that you fucking see, I done dropped it in this bitch like I'm Jesus. Raise a toast, I be godly. Me and twin like I'm Batman. He be robbing, red and black, spinning every day. We ain't stopping, being dizzy on the way for the low.